So, full disclosure, before we even start, I heavily edited all these intro cutscenes because they were just so long and it was way too much. Like, this video was like over an hour and I cut out the exposition from all the cutscenes and it dropped it to like 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
I trust you know what I've called you here to discuss.
Yes, sir. The Forbidden Lands?
Entry to the region itself has been restricted for 1,000 years. We thought it completely uninhabited. Any remnants of its ancient civilization rest solely in historical...
It's weird, it's this ancient civilization, but they all speak the same language.
To have discovered this boy. And as for how we came to
Seems like the appropriate amount of crazy in her eyes.
It seems a certain monster had forced him to flee. It attacked his village, and he escaped alone.
And of the monster?
Unknown. However, the scholars hypothesize
There's so much exposition in this. I thought I was gonna be hunting monsters, but instead I was just watching a movie.
An extinct species?
I've selected you as a lead hunter for this expedition.
Thank you, sir.
Finding the village won't be easy. You'll need the proper guide.
Hello.
She's like the most normal looking person. Like, she doesn't really fit in Monster Hunters to me. I mean, I haven't played it a lot, so I don't know. And this guy does like the angry Arthur meme. Like, he just wants to fight me for no reason. I assume that necklace is important, but who knows? Like, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, she looks insane.
As soon
Yeah,
as we
I
find
think it did a good job.
spot, we can get things set up and ready to go.
And then we can get started.
It's a person!
That's all right. Can you reach it? I have to try. I'm coming too.
Gotta say, that was a huge jump to make it to that bird. And then she does some rodeo stuff, and the cat jumps even further. And then I literally just like, I can steer this kind of, but it's like, you just run for about 30 seconds. And then it goes immediately back to a cutscene. Like, this part right here, it looks like I'm playing. I'm not playing. It's just a cutscene. The bird knows what to do on its own.
Looks like it knows the way.
And then at the end of this thing, it does like this glide thing. I tried to do that in game, but I couldn't do it. Maybe I have to earn it later. But I'll be honest, like, I tried to do it like once or twice, and I never played Monster Hunter, so I don't know like the buttons. I said I played Monster Hunter Worlds like about 5 times on and off, but in total like less than 10 hours. And then the Sarlacc pit gets her.
I know what to do.
The first time I did this, because this is my second playthrough, I say that I did like one mission, right? I go further in this video than I did the first time, but I could not figure out this shooting thing. Like, I was medicated because I hurt my back and I just couldn't. I don't know if I wasn't reading or comprehending, and then I remembered you can shoot the thing in Monster Hunter, the little arm sling, and I was like, oh, I probably need to shoot this guy.
I'll cover you.
I wonder, so you gotta shoot all this stuff as it's coming at you, right? But realistically, like, you probably don't have to. This is probably mostly just cutscene. I wonder what happened if I didn't shoot any of these things. Like, probably nothing.
On the rocks too.
And then this part's cool. I've been looking for like stuff I can do this to in world, but I've not found one single thing I can do it to. So, like, maybe I'll get some cool fights later, but not so far. That's not a gun. Like, how do I shoot this? There's no trigger on this. I guess I just have a whack and hit it. And I hit that one guy, and they all decided they didn't want to mess with me no more. They all left. All like 50 of those monsters were like, nah, they hit Joey. Like, I'm out. They got Joey.
You're okay now.
This little girl has the most frustrating, whiny voice. Nothing on the voice actor. That's probably just how the directors told her to sound or whatever. But like I was like, oh my gosh, stop talking. I can't do it.
He knows Isai sent.
Finally got a gun, and now it's time to pick this plant. I psyched you guys out. Y'all thought I was getting on that bird.
Alright, let's have the sacred follow the scent.
I cut a lot of the just running in a direction out of this because like there's a lot of it. It's a big map. But
Fast, too.
like later, all kinds of like it'll just be clipping. Like I'll start to run and then I'll be getting to the spot, and it's because I'm just running in a straight line for like
From there.
3 minutes.
Down there.
It's kind of weird. We had 3 of these sacreds, but they only had 2 people. Like they just brought a backup one in case. Pretty convenient. It's like he knew.
Go!
He was gonna die for his horse. It's pretty impressive. Dude, so a lot of this fight, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea how to use this gun. Like, usually, like the times I played Monster Hunter, I used the charge blade. Pretty much exclusively. I have no idea how to use this gun. I'm just like figuring stuff out, and I didn't realize I was in like the alternate fire mode, so I'm like hitting the trigger and it's not doing anything. Like I'm just tapping it and it's not like shooting. And I finally was like, oh, I gotta switch to the actual ammunition. Look at this frog, thinking he's cool. Can't even hit me. That's that Dark Souls skills. Perfect dodging. And I finally realized, oh, I have a machine gun. I gotta say, it feels kind of weird to me how long these fights last. But a lot of the length of the fight is the monster running away for like 2 minutes and you're just following it. And like, that's pretty frustrating. Like, maybe like OG Monster Hunter people love that, but from a Soulsborne player, when you just get into it, you walk through the fog wall and then the fight's on and you got a health bar and you know what's going on. Like, the whole monster getting low and then running off, that's like quitting out of the game. Imagine the boss in a Soulsborne game. Like you're fighting Godric, the Grafted, and he just is like, I'm gonna quit out, I'll be back. He just comes back with a health boost.
Monster! Over here! I'm the one you want! Yes!
I'm not sure I was actually doing what that was telling me to do. Maybe I was.
Hey, monster! Over here! I'm the one you
I didn't realize too, like, you don't have to hit the weak points with the specific weak point attack. You can just shoot it or hit it enough and it'll pop. And when it pops, it just automatically gives you the monster parts. I think in Wilds, I think in Worlds, you had to like manually pick them up. Which, like, if that's true, seems way better that they just automatically go to you. Because like, I probably miss pretty much almost every monster part. Because when the monster runs off, I'm not like, let me pick up all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I gotta catch him before he starts healing up. Which, like, I don't know if they do. I think when they sleep, they heal up. But honestly, I don't know. I have no idea. Again, I have maybe 10 hours in a Monster Hunter game. And that's all segmented, like, bought the game, played it for an hour or two, sold the game. Really wanted to get into it, bought it again, played it for an hour or two, sold it, right? I did that like 5 times for it. I will say, I don't know if it's because they changed stuff or not, but like, it feels a little more fun this time, so I might be able to actually stick to it and play it. I don't know if they changed the weapons or the fights or maybe increased the movement speed or something. I'm not sure. Because like this is my second playthrough, but really it's not a whole playthrough. I played like one mission, right? Maybe a couple of like random hunts that I went on, and I was using the charge blade, and it felt like way more fun with the chainsaw charge blade. It's kind of annoying because like there's some kind of like ultimate weapons in this game you can get, and it's the sword axe that has a chain sword instead of the charge blade, which literally is a giant chainsaw in this game. And I was like, that's disappointing. Like, how am I gonna do Adeptus Sororitas gameplay, cosplay, you know, and I can't use the chainsaw sword to do it. I gotta use the non-chainsaw sword. Dude, I swear all these bosses have like Consort Radon levels of health. Or maybe like my gun's just super weak and I don't know how to aim. That's probably the truth. Like, let's be honest. It's not the game. It's the player. It's me. That dude has a shield? I thought he had a hammer.
The monster's exhausted.
I seen him before. He had some kind of cart and it shoots like a mortar out of it. I was like, where did you pull that out of? It's like some cartoon logic. You just, everything exists behind your back. You just reach back there, pull out a missile launcher. Bro's getting wrecked.
Almost there.
Is that a monster part laying on the ground? I didn't even realize that was a thing that was there. Yeah, see, it just automatically gives you the parts when you hit those. And I didn't know it at the time, but you can actually I can just shoot it with normal stuff. Eventually it'll break and give me the parts. Like, I thought I had to have that special aim thing happen.
Hang on, I've got you.
Trying to catch this guy and then I just get jumped. So I don't know why these toad guys always come right here when they run away.
Leave this to me.
I wonder if every like monster in this game's the same way. It has a set location it goes to. I don't actually know. I'm just like speculating. I have no idea. But I had to take the opportunity. Kamehameha. Wrecked.
Great work. I knew you were the best.
It's kind of annoying how like when you kill a monster, the camera changes point of views and you can't just like start carving it and doing stuff. There's a lot of like extra things that happen in this game that are just like time consuming. Like I recorded like 4 hours of video and it's breaking down to like maybe 2 25-minute videos. That's it. And all I did was cut out a lot of the exposition in the cutscenes, and then dude, this guy's like a goat. Totally off subject. I totally got distracted. This guy's like a goat. There's like goat people, a satyr, I think that's what they're called. And I know there are elves from Monster Hunter Worlds. So if there's other species, why can't you be the other species in this game? You literally have to be a human. It's like you already designed them. Just let me play as them.
Astrum unit, Rubrum unit, Turris.
And that lady looks like Brienne of Tarth. Brienne of Tarth.
Research. We're here, for the most part.
Anyway, what I was talking about, there's a lot of extra
We don't know any other way to find
side stuff in this game. Like all I did was cut out the exposition from the cutscenes, and
I
then
walked for several days. I'm not sure which way.
the extra
After a
like
while,
screen time where I'm just
started to
looking
look
at
the same.
charts you know, looking at comparing weapons, and then like a little bit of time where I was practicing with a gun in the range, and I went from like 4 hours of video down to like not even a whole hour worth of like what I would call usable footage. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the best at like editing video and all that, but there was so much extra. In fact, this video, when I first was finished with it, it was like an hour.
Surely there's someone else that can take
Look at
care
her
of this.
face right here. She's like, I'm the one who has to get the honey. Huh? It's me, isn't it? It's always me. But like, there was so much. This video was like an hour, and I edited it down
Over here.
again like a second time, because I was like, dude, there's so much just extra
Are you
blow. I
ready to
didn't
go?
skip any cutscenes and stuff, and I was like, that's too much. There's way too much exposition.
Thank you.
Like, I didn't expect to get into this game
Before I forget,
and there would be so much
did you
story.
hear about provisions honey shortage?
Like, I don't remember worlds being like that. I mean, there was story at the beginning, but like, it was like story and now play the game.
I'll show you the way.
This is like story and more story and more story and more story, and I'm like, dude, just let me kill some monsters.
Thank you.
See, look at that. There's the honey. I knew it was gonna be me.
It smells so good.
I went from killing a giant monster to fetch quests. And it's worse because this is an escort fetch quest. I skipped through a lot of this quest because it's like an escort mission, and you're literally just walking, like slow walking, like RP walking to his village. And I was like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Sorry we're late.
Better late than dead. What happened?
I had a run-in with a giant toad. Might have been its lunch if these people hadn't come along.
Apparently this guy hates his nephew because he's like, you saved my nephew, get out of here,
You've
leave the
rescued my
village,
friends. For that I thank
and give us our rights,
However,
give us our
your
horses
visit
back.
is ill-timed. I must ask you to
It's
leave.
super weird that
But we owe them
the
a
monster hunter
hospitality.
people came
At
here
least
and they
one
didn't
more
bring mounts with
Which
them.
I am sure you
They don't have
understand.
horses or camels or whatever their equivalent is in the monster hunter realm.
Of course, they'll be
They just didn't bring mounts with them. They didn't think about it. Like, hey, we might need something to ride around on in the desert. Nah, it's cool. We got a boat that can go through the desert. We'll just use that constantly. No, that's not how it works. Can't use that boat to go hunt a monster. You know what you can use? Some sort of horse or rideable monster.
Bugs! These are blotchy.
Authorization?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I'd be fighting these bugs. They creep me out. Especially when they jump on you. No, game over. I'd be panicking. They look like giant mosquitoes. Like, nah, dude. Mosquito spiders? That's what... This is a mosquito spider. I'm out. I'm trying to save this man's life. He's running me over. Get in my way.
There's no end to them.
Lucky for these guys, I don't know how to use this weapon yet. These guys are weird. They have like horns, but they're not horns. They're just nubs. Like, they almost had horns, but then evolution was like, nah, you don't need that. You just headbutt this guy. We'll be fine. The guy, that is pretty savage though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna make fun of him anymore. He might come for me.
That thing is awfully close to the village. Can we get out of here? I almost wet my fur.
Why does this guy say wet my fur? Like he's literally wearing pants. Bro, you have pants on. You almost wet your pants. Don't be a weirdo.
Fanged beast, right?
Long gnashers, sharp claws. Yeah, I'd say so.
Those villagers don't have weapons.
I was about to say, I wish they had vaulting like that in Elden Ring, but I guess they do with the new Night Rain or whatever it's called.
Some kind of thingamabobble. I miss the sacred already.
Is that game out yet? This guy just gets abducted. Like, the couple times I played through this, like the 2 times, that guy just straight gets abducted and no one says anything. Like a pterodactyl just swoops down and snatches him. And everyone's like, that's normal. Totally nothing to see
It's
here.
too bad they didn't let us in the village.
It's like, alright, okay.
Yeah, but I guess they have their reasons. For now, let's worry
People
about
get
getting
snatched
this
by
honey
pterodactyls
provisions.
daily around here. What do you mean?
Hey there. What can I do for you?
Little bird told me you needed some honey.
Did you bring me some? Sweet deal. Honey
So
is
instead
the
of starting
sticky
out with
secret to
like the
our
gilly
universe.
mantle or whatever it's called, and the net and the fishing rod and all that,
This is for your trouble.
and to bring this man honey so that he
And
could give it
since
to
the
you.
support team still hasn't gotten here yet. I was really starting to sweat.
Like, you figure if you were a squared away hunter, like, you literally got chosen for this mission, you already have that
I've
stuff.
got some materials you can use.
And then you
How
got the
about you put in
PS2
good
graphic
use and upgrade
spinning
that
wheel.
weapon of yours?
It looks super bad. When I first played this game, it was in like a lower setting,
Alrighty.
so everything looked like that. And I was like, what is happening? I know this is why y'all's really here, right? For this scene, the metallurgy, right? You guys all like metallurgy. So I'll just let it play out this one time. Y'all can go back and watch it whenever.
Perfection.
Weapon creation, best part of the game.
You can find more of this stuff from deposits poking up out of the ground.
Unnecessary posing, but hey. I know that's why y'all's
They're
here, so.
loaded with all kinds of goodies I can use to
Metallurgy.
upgrade your gear, and you're gonna need it. We have no idea what's out
That
here,
armor's
so it's
pretty
best to
cool,
be
though.
prepared. Carry a
Dude,
big
that's like the
stick, as
orc
they
helmet
say.
from Lord of the Rings. The Orcai
So if
helmet?
you need anything, you know where to find me.
That's probably like a historical type of helmet, actually, now that I think about it.
Sure.
I think I ended up getting a new clothes here since I couldn't dye the jacket. I was literally going to play through the whole game without changing my armor as much as possible until I found out I couldn't dye the jacket red to make it look like Vi's jacket. And I was like, well, there goes my whole plan. May as well just get some cool armor.
I mapped out what
Not that this armor looks that cool, but, you know, eventually we'll get there.
An SOS flare. You don't think?
It's crazy that one guy, when they're like, hey, this unit here, all these other units here, and that guy's like, yeah, everyone's here. Then he's like, oh, by the way, these guys aren't here at like the end of the meeting.
Get on!
And that scene, that slapstick, that lasted way too long. I was like, I gotta cut this. Even after the dude brought us the horse, there was still more slapstick, which, like, I get it, comedy and funny, and yeah, but like, dude, it was too much. I was like, no. This guy's one of my favorite designed monsters because this is probably what a Tyrannosaurus Rex actually looked like. Just a giant chicken, minus the flame abilities, right? And I know it didn't have probably a beak, but I mean, like, it was essentially a giant bird. Dude, it'd be so funny if a T-Rex had like the big chicken thing on the top of its head, whatever it's called. That'd be great. Imagine a T-Rex and it doesn't roar, it just crows like a chicken. Like cock-a-doodle-doo. That'd be so great. This is probably a more accurate depiction than Jurassic Park. I gotta say, like, I wasn't sure I was gonna actually like this gun, but once I kind of like figured out how to actually use it, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I'm used to like melee weapon type stuff. I saw some bow gameplay, and I was like, dude, I might have to do the bow next. The bow looks sick. Like, obviously the gameplay I saw was someone who's incredibly competent at playing Monster Hunter, so I wouldn't look or do anything like that, but it still looked cool, and the armor looked cool, so I was like, this guy's just hardcore. Looking legit, because we all know I'm a Soulsborne guy, so end game is all fashion Souls. I don't care about any stats on the armor in this game. I care about the stats on the gun, and even if the gun looks too stupid and the stats are great, I'm not going to use it. I just care about the armor and what it looks like. Worst armor in the game looks the best, I'm gonna wear it. That's why I was gonna wear that jacket the whole time and just look like Vi. Like Jinx with Vi's jacket, that was my plan. And then they said, you can't change the color of this, and I was like, oh, never mind. Literally ruined the whole premise of my videos. Just gone down the drain.
Let's cleanse.
I didn't realize I was on fire right here. I think rolling will put the fire out, but I didn't realize I was burning. Is that guy's own head on fire? Or is it, no, that's part of his ability. I'm just an idiot. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Gotta say, worst part of the game. I think I said this earlier. When the monsters run away, it's super frustrating. Like, maybe Monster Hunter hardcoreists, like purists, love that, but like it is so frustrating. I sound like I'm being really negative. I actually like Monster Hunter this time around. Like the first time I tried it with the Worlds, I didn't like it because it felt clunky compared to like Dark Souls. And then the buttons it was all the same buttons, but they all did different, you used the same buttons, but they all do different things, and it was so frustrating and hard for me to try to figure out how to do anything. Like, I would always be trying to do Dark Souls stuff, and I'd get killed, and like, everything moved too slow, but like, maybe it's because I haven't played like Elden Ring or anything in a minute. Or maybe they changed the gameplay enough, like, because they slightly changed all the abilities and all the weapons and stuff, and like, it just feels better to me. I actually like it a lot. I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna be able to play through this. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be like hardcore, and I don't know if I'm gonna be playing with other people because I'm trash, but actually I have a couple friends that were thinking about getting the game, so maybe I'll play with them a little bit. Everyone always tells me Monster Hunter is way better when you play with other people, so I've never done that. I've always only played solo. I'm the kind of person, I'll go play an MMO like Final Fantasy 14. I've played through like 2 or 3 of the expansions on that game. It's just solo, no guild. Just party finder for any of the dungeons or raids I have to do. I was the same way in WoW. Like, I would just play solo. People sending me guild invites all the time because I'm max level, and I'm like, nah. Never raided in WoW. Been playing WoW since like pretty much it came out. Never done a raid before. I got one raid. They were like, hey, will you come raid with us? We're short-handed. I was like, I've never done it. They're like, oh, it's fine. You don't have to be good. We just need another 3 more people. So we got these 3 new guildies. I was one of them. We get in the raid. We're sitting there for like, it took like 2 hours. We're sitting there waiting for like the raid to start inside of the dungeon. And then some dude just starts flaming us because we're new. And we're like, hey man, they asked us to come here. We didn't volunteer. Dude was flaming us so hard we all ended up leaving. One person completely left the guild. I was like, I'm out, right? And then the whole raid fell apart, and they ended up booting that dude out of the guild. And I was like, y'all don't have to boot him, but like, I ain't playing with people like that, right? That's why I don't raid. People get way too hardcore. Which, like, hey, I mean, they pay for the game. If that's how they want to play, like super min-maxed, then absolutely, right? But I'm not. I'm a Fashion Souls guy. I don't care about min-maxing. I was trying to cut this guy's tail off, and then at some point I realized I had pierce ammo, not slash ammo. I think slash ammo is a thing in this game, but I could be totally wrong. I think I remember that from Worlds, but like, maybe I don't. Maybe I just made that up in my head. Because eventually I go, this is not working, and just start shooting him in the face again. And eventually I also realized that when the weak points appear, if I don't have the R1 ability that pops them, because I can't aim it first of all, but because I didn't realize you can hold the button and aim it. I thought you had to aim it and then hit the button, and then hopefully you're aimed at the right spot when it went off. But I also realized you can just pop it by shooting it normal. And then whenever it breaks, it automatically gives you the parts. Because like in Monster Hunter Worlds, when I'd be breaking parts off the monster, and the monster would run off, I would never collect that stuff. I would just run over and grab it. I'm so glad I can't step in my own trap, because like I would have felt like an idiot right there. I mean, it would have been fun. I'd probably be laughing. I would have left it in the video for sure, but... Nice. Dude's having a straight up seizure. So some of these videos, I cut out the part where I harvest them, and some I don't. I don't know if people want to see what I got from it or not. I don't know if it matters. Like, I don't know. I don't usually play Monster Hunter, so I don't know what people who watch Monster Hunter videos like to see. So I'm just doing stuff.
Thanks, Isai. You saved everyone. Can I ask why you came back?
I thought you might need these sacred. You look after them, won't you?
Did. Even added a holster so you can carry an additional weapon.
See if I could get that jacket, diet red. That'd be just like fine.
And
I'd be looking
one more
good.
thing. I was wondering if you'd like to visit my home. Since Zato is out, my grandmother told me now would be a great
This guy looks
time to pay
familiar. I
back the
know
favor
someone
I
who
owe.
looks like this guy, and it throws me off a little bit.
By the way,
Not gonna lie.
everyone's been asking
Like,
about
not in a
you.
bad way. It's kind of weird. Leveled up.
Way too exciting.
Actually, the first time when I played this, I didn't see what that said, and I was like, "What was that?" I just clicked yes on it, and I have no idea what it is.
We can ask, but remember to be respectful. Okay,